What's wrong, Jimmy, with the Treasury putting out a comment on a call of bank CEOs about the U.S. economy and some of the market's concerns and just reminding people that liquidity out there is ample and there's nothing to be worried about?
Yeah, I want to follow up on what Steve said, is that if this was really sort of an issue, you would expect the Fed and the Treasury sort of be working together. That is not what we are seeing. And the president's quote again shows they are not working together as the president again attacks. He's trying to say the economy's fine, but in the process, he attacks the Fed again. And in that tweet, let's not forget, he also says what he wants really are lower interest rates and a stronger dollar as part of the trade war with China. That's gibberish. So if the White House or the Treasury thinks those tweets are helping, having the president tweet economic gibberish at the same time markets are worrying if there's a steady hand at the wheel, that seems troublesome to me.
Jared, is there a bigger fear out there from the market today and in Washington that the administration is ceasing to be controlled and planned and forward-looking, and it's short-term and reactionary only?
Yeah, well, I think there is, and I think you've gotten to the nub of at least what I've been carrying around with me over these last couple of days. I mean, if you look at the number of own goal kicks this administration is engaged in, with everything from the government shutdown, trade protectionism, badgering the Federal Reserve, we've got Mattis leaving. I've thought the fiscal policy has been extremely irresponsible. It's just cascading. That can kind of be okay for you if the underlying economic trend is really strong and corporate profitability is boosting the markets as it's been. The minute those pillars start to fall away, you really start to worry about the competency of this team. And I just think that this is not the group that you want at the helm if we're going to head through some rough times. So completely agree with what everybody's saying today. I applaud Sarah for trying to walk all this back. But it's a really bad harbinger of what's to come.
I'm not trying to walk it back. I'm just trying to report what the Treasury official says was behind
they're trying to walk it back.
The call. I don't think they're trying to walk it back. I think they're just trying to clarify, and they see this as a misinterpretation.
I disagree with you.
By the markets on something that was supposed to be.
I disagree with you. Look at the headline.
Transparency.
Look at the headline of their missive. I mean, it was about liquidity. They are trying to walk it back, and that's fine. They should try to walk it back. They just shouldn't have made that mistake in the first place. But hey, mistakes happen. My point is that they're just cascading.
Listen, Jared, do you think they shouldn't have had this phone call at all, or do you think that the person in the press team that typed up the script that maybe Secretary Mnuchin only looked at briefly and didn't think through, was that the mistake, or was having these calls in the first place?
That was the mistake. You don't call the 6 CEOs of the top banks unless you have something real to be concerned about, because it's going to leak out and it's going to lead people to wonder what's wrong.
I'd like to call the CEOs of the banks and ask them about the economy and what the markets is signaling to us in this almost 20% slide from recent highs with the economic data coming out pretty well.
None of these banks are predicting a recession. They're predicting a slowdown. Nobody's been predicting a recession. And the New York Times describing the reaction of these CEOs was startled. They were startled that the Treasury Secretary was calling. So to pretend this is a sort of a little due diligence here over the weekend, that obviously is not the case, and it's certainly not how the market. And if this is an administration that cares about market reactions, then they need to take a deep lesson from the market reaction here.